Darkness is real. Many times we think Satan appears in these profound ways, whether it be, oh, I haven't committed a mortal sin, just these venial sin, I'm still good. But how Satan works, he works in the very little ways where he taunts you and the small sins you commit that no one knows behind the scene. And these small sin can be seen in Judas. Today we call it Spy Wednesday because Judas was a spy working against Jesus Christ. He was a spy for who? Spy for Satan. And how do we know? It's because he started to steal money because he was a treasurer of the apostles. And the way he stole money, I'm sure, was $1 here, $2 there, $3 here. And eventually he says, oh, this is easy. No one knows. And then he says, maybe I can get more. So he decided to betray Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. 30 pieces of silver in those days accounted to 4 months worth of pay. 4 months. A few $100s today, or perhaps a few thousand, some scholar says. But very little. And these 30 pieces of silver, the number 30 is very important. It's not meaningless. It has meaning because 30 in Old Testament was the cost of a slave that died. So the person would pay the owner who that slave would have been killed by an oxen perhaps, or an animal. And they were paid 30 pieces of silver for that slave's life. And so you see here, what it's saying is that the Pharisees didn't see the value of Jesus Christ's life. They saw it as the value of what? A dead slave. How many times have we denied Jesus Christ? Today, it's not a reflection of Judas, no. It's a reflection of our own life. We have to ask ourselves, perhaps we have betrayed Jesus Christ for what is equivalent to 30 pieces of silver. Maybe we have betrayed Jesus Christ through our greed. Maybe we have betrayed Jesus Christ when we neglect the poor. For what you did to the least of my brothers, you did unto me. What, Lord? I didn't never see you. I never neglected you. But what you did or didn't do to the least of my brothers and sisters, you did unto the Lord. And so you see, God is trying to reveal to us how important it is to live a life of holiness, consecrated to the Lord. Because if not, these little sins eventually adds up, and eventually we commit a bigger sin. And that big sin, many times, can destroy even our souls. So how do we turn back to God in this time, prepare ourselves? For this Wednesday is given for us to take an inventory of ourselves. How have we denied the Lord? How have we ourselves betrayed God through our sinfulness? And here Judas was with God all the days of his life for 3 years, right? In the part of the ministry for 3 years. And he knew Jesus Christ. He saw the miracles. He saw the signs. And yet he betrayed the Lord. But when you look at ourselves, more so, we receive the Lord Jesus Christ in our body. Judas was not one with God, but we are one with God in a way that is more so beyond Judas. And yet we betray the Lord. So our denial has much more of a weight to which we need to come back to God and say, Lord, forgive me for my sins. I must maintain a life that is focused on the Lord, a life that is given totally, freely, faithfully to the Lord. Because if not, you will see these small attacks will lead us away from God. And more so, we will live a life of darkness, blinded by it. And so let us this day be aware of this, because now that we know that, We can't unknow it. Now that you realize that, you can't say, oh, I did this because I was ignorant. No, you know it already. You shouldn't be lying. You shouldn't be committing adultery. You shouldn't be lusting. You shouldn't be selfish. And the more you give yourself room to say, no, that's okay because I'm weak, Satan got you. And so let us focus on God. Let's rely on his mercy, and let us be faithful to the Lord. And let us be diligent, because everything that we do on this earth matters. Even the small things we do with great diligence can make us saints. And so let us come to the Lord, and let us ask God for his mercy today, recognizing that the next 3 days of the Triduum, let us become the child God has called us to be, and let us change our life.